I am exhausted.
And I am too frustrated to be tired.
Oh, this must be what it's like to shop all day and not find anything you want to buy.
I didn't think that sort of thing happened to you.
It doesn't. But in case it ever did, I'm sure this is the way it would feel.
Well, we haven't got much to show for our mission, have we?
Unless you want to consider the blisters, darling.
Oh, well. All in a good cause.
Yes, the best. Where could they be?
Knowing Luke, I've got no idea.
Think you're still in town?
Yeah. Ramsey's got all the other means of escape blocked, and Luke would want to stay close to keep an ear open for developments.
Why don't they call us? I can't believe it.
Well, he's shrewd enough to figure that the phones could be tapped. Yeah.
Robert, it's Joe.
But of course.
Anything?
Nothing.
Just what I figured.
What about you?
Same, but I do have an idea.
Good, because I'm fresh out.
Okay, just think about it.
I've done nothing about that ever since I heard, mate.
No, not about where they are, but about how they got there. I think that may be a key to us.
Listen, Joe, I've just got an idea. Hang on for a second. Hello?
What is it? What is it?
What?
Listen, Joe, can you come over here right away?
I guess so, yeah.
I don't want to go into this over the telephone.
You mean...
Yeah, I think we've got a bit of company on the line.
Well, they certainly do move fast.
Yeah, we certainly aren't the only people interested in finding Luke and Holly.
Basil, will you sit down? You're not making me feel any better.
Well, where the hell can they have gotten to? And how?
I don't know. But I think we can assume one thing.
Yes, we're in trouble.
Besides that, Spencer has kidnapped Holly.
Not necessarily.
Well, otherwise, she would have been back to us by now.
Unless she's where she wants to be.
No. Holly is family. She will not run out on us.
Oh, I hope not.
She has to be his prisoner, Basil.
In that case, we're in even bigger trouble.
Why?
Well, if Spencer did kidnap her, it means he knows something.
Why do you say that?
Well, why else would he take her?
What do you think he's found out?
Oh, nothing. Oh, everything.
Attention, will all furry friends please report to the security office immediately? Will all furry friends please report to the security office immediately? Will all furry friends please report to the security office immediately? Will all furry friends please report to the security office immediately? Attention, will all furry friends please report to the security office immediately?
Oh, I've never been so happy to take my clothes off.
Well, may this be the beginning of joy through disrobement.
We are finished with these, aren't we?
I think we need to find a slightly less flamboyant disguise. Oh, hey. Here. Try that on.
Oh, it's not my style.
Well, that's all the more reason to use it. And this.
Oh, no, I'm not wearing a beard.
Well, what about a small Van Dyke? Just a little... No, come on, help me with this. Come on, get out of this. Duck.
What do you want me to do?
Paste it to my face. Is it gonna hurt?
You coward!
I can't imagine how they managed to get out of that hospital.
You think they did?
They had to. That place was swarming with cops, security, the whole lot. If they'd have stayed there, they'd have been found for sure.
Or worse,
What could be worse?
being shot.
Come on, Tiffany.
Now, really, now, think about it, Robert. I mean, what if some trigger-happy cop finds them that's been watching too many TV shows, and he finds them and he shoots them?
2 points. One, it would depend on how good a shot he was, and two, I doubt that Luke's about to encourage anybody.
I don't think you'd have to.
No. No, they escaped. But there's something that doesn't quite gel about all of this.
What do you mean?
Well, Luke left his car here. That means he went to the hospital on foot.
Is that important?
Yeah, well, they both needed a vehicle to escape in.
Maybe they stole a car.
No. It would have been reported by now.
Well, how do you think they got there?
I've got no idea. But Joe was about to tell me something before I interrupted him.
Do you think finding the vehicle's going to help us?
Yeah, well, it'll narrow things down a little way. Look, if we can discover how they managed to get out of that hospital, maybe we can discover where they are.
Your faith in your daughter's most touching, Charles, but it won't bring her back.
She'll do that by herself.
But in the near future? Or shall we sit around indefinitely waiting for her to show up?
It may be out of her hands.
Then we operate on that assumption. If she has been kidnapped, we first have to determine how vulnerable we are.
Not to mention Holly.
Oh, she's one of us now. I'm not sure I like that any more than you do. For different reasons. But that's the way of it.
I should never have allowed her to go this far.
Oh, good Lord, Charles, she's not a child. She's long past your allowing her to do anything. Now she takes her chances along with the rest of us.
I guess they all leave us sooner or later, no matter what we do.
Wouldn't know.
I had thought that if Holly came into the business, she'd be closer to me.
I wouldn't have any problem if only she signed that check.
Basil, you're too sentimental.
Your fatherly concern is most touching, Charles, but we have more important things to consider.
I wonder.
We have to determine just exactly how much Spencer really knows.
And how do we do that?
We find him.
Oh, it's as simple as that, is it?
Perhaps if I were to call Oliver in Toronto and get him to send down reinforcements.
Why?
To help me comb the area.
Are you kidding? Where would you look?
I'd start in the mountains where Spencer first met Holly. Where they tried to run off to once before. It was you that suggested that they might have gone there.
It would take an army about 10 years to cover the Adirondacks. That's a rather large mountain range.
Your sarcasm doesn't help.
Well, maybe not for you, but these little attempts at humor at least keep me from going insane.
Oh, I'm relieved to hear that something is.
Yeah, besides, on second thought, they would never go to the mountains. That's much too obvious. Spencer would never take her there.
Well, where would you look?
I wouldn't.
Oh, you just sit and wait?
I know Holly. She'll be back here with or without Spencer.
Holly's little vanishing trick has almost ruined our entire plans.
She was abducted. She had no choice.
What's the difference?
A great deal to me.
To the family, none. They will not be pleased.
Not bad.
Well, self-appraisement is really no recommendation.
Shall I take it up?
Even if it's a lousy job, I'm afraid we're stuck with it.
No, you're stuck with it.
No. We're stuck with it, because if I'm stuck with it, you're stuck with it, because you're stuck with me.
Here, take a look.
Not bad.
See, what did I tell you?
Not bad. I think you missed your calling. You ought to open a tonsorial parlor.
No. I think I'd rather be an oil tycoon.
I hope it's not too late for that.
What about a hairpiece for you?
Hey, now, wait a minute. I got thinning hair, but I ain't going bald. I don't need no hairpieces. I'll show you. Watch this. One moment, the ever-charming Luke Spencer, and the next moment, Eric the Red.
Are you sure this is going to work?
Baby, I ain't been sure of nothing since I met you. I'm winging this thing, haven't you noticed? You got a plan? I'm listening.
No, I haven't.
Well, neither have I. So if you haven't got a plan, how about some answers? You know, the only way out of this is for you to level with me.
Luke, I am.
I sure wish I could believe that.
What do you want, blood?
You better save your blood. In case we don't get out of this, you're going to need all the blood you can get.
What do you want me to say?
If I knew that, I wouldn't know. I would know what to ask, wouldn't I?
I've told you everything I can.
Everything you can or everything you want to.
What are you two doing here? Well?
If
If you're not the opening act, you're in trouble.
Oh, that's it. We're the opening act.
Then why aren't you in wings? You're on stage in 5 minutes.
Well, we were just putting on the final touches. What do you think?
I don't deserve this.
That bad?
You're late. Now you gotta move on or you're gone. Do you know how many starving actors would love to change places with you?
Oh, they can have it.
They will if you don't hurry up. The curtain's going up. On time.
Well, that seems reasonable.
That's show business.
So much for life in the theater.
What now?
Just like the man said.
We go on stage?
No, we get out of here.
We go... Well, how long can we go on running?
We're going to keep on running until they stop chasing us or until we find the answers. We have no choice. It's either on stage with the rest of the bimbos or it's keep running. Let's get out of here. Maybe we can catch a couple of rides.
So you think your phone's been tapped?
No question.
Sometimes it's kind of hard to tell.
Not with this little thing, it isn't. A relic from the days of the WSB. Sometimes these toys come in handy.
Looks like something you go jogging with. What does it do?
Well, mostly it saves you a whole lot of embarrassment. It'll also do a whole lot more than that. Very simply, it tells you if your phone's bugged.
Oh. So we're playing hardball.
You suppose it could be Ramsey?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Can you find out?
They owe me a few favors. I could ask.
Well, if Ramsey's tapped my phone, he's probably tapped yours, too.
And mine.
And all of Luke's friends.
Oh, that means I'll have to censor my conversations with Noah.
Are you crazy? You're going to have every cop in the station listening to you. That leaves us free to talk to Lucas.
And I'll be the talk of the town.
Only in the station.
Ruby's phone will probably be tapped, too.
Shall we find out?
Does that mean you're going to check all the phones with that little gizmo of yours?
Well, that's about the only thing I could figure to do right now, because if Luke does try to get a hold of us and he's on a tapped line, he could be in big trouble.
Okay, we'll start with yours and then go on from there.
Good, sounds good.
Oh, wait a minute. Before we got going here, I interrupted you. What was happening?
It just dawned on me. All of a sudden, Luke had to get away from the hospital some way, right?
Right.
So he didn't steal a car. Otherwise, I'm sure Ramsey would have told us about it.
Mm-hmm.
It must mean he took a commercial vehicle. If we could find the commercial vehicle, we may be able to find them.
So what's our next move?
Okay, we check out the phones and then work on this commercial vehicle bit and find out who's been servicing the hospital.
Now it sounds like we have a plan.
Look, I'd like to stick around for a bit longer.
Why?
Well, if Luke calls, I want to be able to warn him about these taps.
Yeah, come on, Laura. Dinner tonight at Kelly's. Yeah, there's something I want to talk to you about. No, you're just gonna have to wait and see, okay? Listen, I have got to go. I got to take care of some business, okay? I'll talk to you later. Bye. Yeah, what can I do for you?
I've come to pay my rent.
What's your name?
Isaacs, Jake Isaacs.
Isaacs. Uh-huh, here we are.
And here we are, 200 even.
According to my records, it's $400 a month.
Not according to my lease.
That's not what it says right here.
Oh, the extra 200, that was, for looking after, you know.
Are you looking after something for us?
Yeah, my neck.
I don't follow you.
Well, Dernley was doing the looking after, but, now that he's gone, I figure I can take care of myself.
I see.
I don't need his protection anymore.
No, of course you don't. That was a contemptible practice, not to mention illegal. I'm surprised at Dernley.
The only, surprise is that he didn't want more.
Well, you were definitely paying too much, and that's not going to continue.
Good, there's your money.
No, not so fast. I do think that your store needs some repair work.
What?
Well, I think a compromise of $300 a month would work for both of us. Don't you think so?
I don't need any improvements on my place. It's fine just the way it is.
A grocery store shouldn't have a leaky roof.
I don't have a leaky roof.
That's not what my repairman tells me.
Are you trying to tell me?
No, I'm not telling you anything. I'm just suggesting to you that as your landlord, I have certain responsibilities to you.
For which I get to pay an extra $100 a month.
Well, you don't want your customers getting all wet now, do you?
I'm the one taking the bath.
Ah, you see there, I thought that we'd make a deal here. I think it'll work better all the way around for both of us. Your rent's lower, we cut out Dernley's horrible protection racket, and I get the opportunity to be a good landlord.
I think we just sort of...
You're right. You should go home, and you should think about it, and I'll send somebody by to collect the money.
Not more of Dernley's goons.
No, of course not. When you do business with me, it is strictly legit.
I just spoke to Oliver in Toronto. He's agreed he better leave Reginald there and come back.
I don't expect you gave him any choice.
Things are somewhat sticky here, in case you haven't noticed. We need to convene the family in order to tie all the loose ends together.
What loose ends? All we need is Holly back. Once we find her, she writes the check, and then we say goodbye to this dreary town forever.
There's still Dan Rooney.
The man's in a coma. He's not going to cause us any harm.
Perhaps you're right. But how do you propose we get Holly back? You can be sure that if Spencer is onto us, he won't let Holly go. No Holly, no money.
She'll get away from him.
I'm not so sure, Charles. Spencer's no pushover. If you recall, in the hospital, she didn't grasp the opportunity when she had it.
Oh, she was confused.
Oh.
There was a lot going on.
But how does that help us achieve our aims and get safely out of Port Charles? Answer me that.
If I knew the answer to that, do you think I'd keep it to myself?
Well, perhaps Oliver can. He's an expert at uncovering money and people.
I'm going to try and get an update on Dan. I've got to risk it. What? I'm going to call Robert. If anybody knows how to get us out of here, he'll know, and he'll also be able to give me some information about Dan.
How can he help us?
Dan? You and Dan? Well, if he's conscious, he can answer some questions.
Be careful. It's no time to get ready.
Oh, what, do you think I'm going to blow this? What, you don't trust me or something?
Not hand.
Well, what is it? What is it? Right. Business as usual for Rainbow Oil. She ain't gonna say nothing.
Hello.
Hey, pal.
Thank heavens.
Oh, you're glad to hear from me, huh? Well, that's good, because I'm glad to be talking to you. I bet you'd never thought that you'd be hearing from your old drinking buddy Lloyd Johnson, did you? Remember me?
I'd recognize that voice anywhere, and so would anybody else who heard it.
Yeah, well, don't worry. I save it for my friends.
That's smart. Because, unfortunately, we have a party line waiting to use this phone.
Since when?
Well, you know the telephone company, they're always pulling stuff like this.
Oh, man, what a shame. Can't trust anybody, can you?
So we've got to find another way to keep in touch. Look, I really would love to see you again. It's been much, much too long.
You have no idea how long.
We got to get together for a drink sometime.
Well, look, now that might be a little difficult. What I was calling about was our mutual friend with the whiplash in the hospital.
Oh, you heard about Doug?
Or Doug. Yeah, how is Doug, anyway?
Well, it doesn't look too good. There's no change in his condition.
Well, what about anybody else? Any news?
Look, mate, I really would love to continue with this chat, but this party line is very interested in the phone, if you know what I mean. It really isn't too safe to upset them.
Yeah, I'll bet.
You will call again.
Well, I'll do my best.
And listen, I've got to hear from you a little more often.
Same here, man.
I'll take very special care.
Well, you too. These days, that's about all we can do.
Luke? Who else? I don't know any Lloyd
Well,
Johnson.
how is he?
Well, he sounded fine, but our freedom to talk was severely limited.
Well, what did he say?
Well, I'll tell you on the way over to Kelly's. We have work to do.
Okay.
I think so.
What did you find out?
Nothing. He couldn't talk.
That's a shame.
Says his phone's been tapped.
Did you say anything else?
Yeah, well, Dan is still in a coma. We'll do the cutoff, baby. We are on our own. Thanks.
No?
General Hospital will continue in a moment.